cleaning up the ice for the game. It was just prior to this. And then we're gonna have a cut, and then we'll be back. I'm actually going to pause the stream for a second, a little earlier than I thought, so we'll be back in a little bit. No, you don't have to.
I wouldn't be even if you told me to. Just kidding. Except for my mom said she could see.
Thank you, Robin. letting me know that sound's coming through. After the ice cutting, the warm-up championship game for Force against the Eagles. Setting up the camera and the bleachers might have been a mistake for this game. So if you're getting a shaky screen, that's the stomping on the bleachers. We're gonna let it ride, see how it turns out. Force versus Eagles championship game, Grinder Grinch tournament. Force will be in blue, the Eagles in white. Last time these two teams faced off, yesterday, the Eagles took it 3-1 against the Force. The Force putting up the biggest challenge for the Eagles thus far in the tournament, as they have gone undefeated all the way to the championship. The Force are 2-1-1. Coming into this contest as the 3 seed against the number 1 seed Eagles. Waiting for the officials. Yeah, the Stripes are on the ice with the thumbs up. 3-minute warm-up for game time. For those of you just joining, the Force will be in blue, the Eagles are in white. Starting line for the Force in the championship game is going to be Cumberland and Blackburn with the offensive trio of Hagen, Fraze, and Huffman. Face off, laying down on the ice, back for the Eagles. Defended by Cumberland, around him, Blackburn back on defense now, cut towards the net. Cleared out by Blackburn, but not very far, and now Fraze puts it to the corner. Eagles maintain possession of the puck, flip it around behind the net. Cumberland lifts the kid right off his skates and is going to pick up a penalty here early. As 25 seconds into the game, Cumberland picks up a penalty for the Force. It's going to put them on the penalty kill. Face off back for the Eagles, up high at the point. Cocking back, can't get a shot off as he's defended well there by Warner. Now Blackburn loses a handle on it, down in the corner for the Eagles. Tied up by Warner. Puck comes loose behind the net onto the stick of Fraze. Murphy high off the glass and out into the neutral zone. It's going to skip right on the net. Not quite. Go for icing. Face off, controlled by the Eagles. Got a lane there, takes a shot. Glove save, Quas. Now controlled by McDonald in the corner as he's tied up now. Blackburn going to gather the loose puck. Wind behind the net. Try to feed it out. Can't get anything on it. Eagles gather it in the corner. Defends well. Back after it. McDonald joining the mix. Now Warner flips it off the glass. Down and around. Back behind the net by the Eagles. McDonald going to be the first one there for Fort Wayne. Backhanded up to the blue line. The Eagles pass it to Kiefer, and he tips it into the neutral zone. Gathered by the Eagles. Don't connect on the pass. Off the boards. Into the offensive zone. Taken away by McDonald. McDonald feeds it off the boards to Kiefer. He gets taken down and feeds the puck ahead. McDonald going to beat the kid to the puck. Kicks it ahead off his skates and back into the neutral zone for Kiefer. 3 seconds remaining on the Cumberland penalty. He's out of the box now, and Fryer on the ice for him. Fryer steals a pass right off the bench and throws it in the offensive zone. It's going to trickle down on net, sticked off to the side by the Eagles goaltender. Fanned on pass attempt by the Eagles. Now they get it up ahead. It comes back to Llewellyn. Llewellyn tosses it back the other way. That'll go for icing. Face-off controlled back by the Eagles. Blocked either pass or shot attempt there by Westhoff. Westhoff feeds it up, touched in by Zaremba in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Into the bench. Face-off controlled by Sutherland onto the stick of Zaremba. He spins and throws one, but it's blocked to the side by the Eagles. Westhoff ahead for Fort Wayne. Sutherland gets tripped up. And Westhoff stops the advancement of the players there as he Brings it down the corner, feeds the slot out front. Back for Kelly. Kelly shoots. Everybody was ducking. That should have went in if it was on target. And broke out by the Eagles. Blackburn and Kelly back on defense. Sutherland strips him with a good back check there. And Zaremba throws it in deep. Westhoff ahead for Fort Wayne. Steals it. Ties the player up down in the corner. Now he's on the boards, fighting for it. Puck is still stuck as Sutherland comes in to join the mix with Zaremba waiting patiently. And now the Eagles are going to get a penalty. No, they're not. I lied. It's going to be a penalty on Westhoff. .9:30 remains in the period, 0-0. Forced back on a penalty kill. Penalty killers are going to be Fraze, Hagen, Cumberland, and Warner. Loose puck picked up by Hagen. He skates around one, tries to get through two, loses it off his stick, comes back to Fraze. Murphy and Hagen enter the offensive zone for Fort Wayne, shorthanded. Down in the corner is Fraze. Fraze trying to get it up to Warner, can't get anything on the pass. Hagen comes away with it, fires one towards the net, kick to the side by the Eagles. Back the other way comes Tecumseh. Loses the puck down low, but hustles for it. Stopped by Warner around behind the net. Shot, saved there by Quas. Warner bodies him up as the puck comes to Hagen. Hagen into open ice with Fraze up ahead. Hagen takes it, dumps it in deep. 30 seconds remains on the Westhoff penalty. Cross ice, breakout for the Eagles. Into center ice now. Warner and Llewellyn back on defense. He's got nobody following him as he winds behind the net. Has it in the corner, feeds it up to the blue line. Shot from deep, blocked by Fraze out front. Gathered up again, another shot attempt. Kicks behind the net. Now Hagen with the puck. Up to Fraze. Penalty expires. Out of the box is Westhoff. Fryer onto the ice for him. Cut towards the middle here. Out wide are the Eagles with the shot. Blocked down by Quas. Back up to the blue line. Another shot attempt down low. Gathered up by Fraze. Fraze and Fryer lead the charge for Fort Wayne. Into the offensive zone. Fraze winding. Shoots one. Goes off the side of the net. Left out in front for the Eagles to gather. McDonald now. Blackburn feeds it back into the corner in deep. Eagles gathered up. Through the neutral zone. And back for Blackburn. Blackburn, cross ice pass, can't connect with McDonald. Comes back to the Eagles, onto the stick of Fryer now. They come together. And picking up this puck now is Llewellyn with speed into the offensive zone. Has it in deep behind the net. Llewellyn fans on a centering pass, and McDonald backhands it down low. Fryer stops the advancement of the puck by the Eagles as it comes back to Llewellyn. Llewellyn off the boards to McDonald. McDonald chips it in the offensive zone. Can't quite keep a handle on it as it's fed back to center ice for Fryer. Fryer now loses it on a pass as it's back now for Cumberland. Cumberland pokes at it. Back and forth it goes and dumped in by Fryer. Coming up to meet him is Kiefer. Back for Kelly. Kelly with open ice. Chips it ahead and knocked in by Kiefer. Behind the net are the Eagles. Pressured by Zaremba. Tied up now, Kiefer joining.
Nice pass.
Cross ice pass, can't connect for the Eagles. Back to gather is going to be Sutherland. Isaac behind his own net. Loses a handle on it out front. Around one player up to Kiefer. Stopped before they could get across the blue line and out of the zone. Kelly now battling for it. Along with Kiefer up to the blue line. Shot low on the ice. Stopped by Warner. Poked away from him. And he's going to pick up a penalty with a trip here. And the Force will go to another penalty kill. 5:22 remains here in the first. Very enthusiastic Eagles fans here. A full trifold cardboard sign. I don't know what it says exactly, but stay tuned and I might get you updated on that. Face-off win by the Eagles. Back to the blue line for number 8. He shoots one low on the ice. It goes around behind the net. Blackburn ahead for the Force. Sends it around the boards. Back to the Eagles player. Stolen away by Hagen. Hagen's going to outrun him. Enters the offensive zone. He's got Fraze on the backside here. A lot of bodies to get it through to get it to him. Llewellyn steps up, gets skated around. Blackburn back on defense with Fraze back checking. Blackburn pokes it away from him. Tries to send it up and out. Can't in the slot. Save. Kick to the side off the pad of Quas. Fraze tries to send it, but doesn't get much on it. Up to the blue line again by the Eagles. Shot down low. Tipped wide. Hagen fighting for it along the boards. Now Blackburn feeds it. Not very far. Ties him up. Steals it away. Puts it in the corner. Back behind the net it goes. 30 seconds remains on the Warner penalty. 4:18 in the period. Cutting towards the net. Cross ice pass. Can't get anything on the shot. Luckily there for the Force. That didn't connect. Wide open net for the Eagles. Another shot. Glove save, Quas. Face-off gathered up by Max McDonald as he tries to push it ahead. Stolen away by the Eagles. Now Kelly tried to backhand it out. But that's Huffman. Kelly down low. Shot, save, initial save. Quas spread across the crease and kept it out. Now the puck comes loose for Kelly. Kelly off the boards to Max McDonald. Penalty has expired. Full strength hockey for the Force. McDonald towards the net, around behind, reverses twice. Feed the crease there for Huffman. Couldn't handle the pass quite from Fryer. Back down low. Max McDonald tied up and taken down. Fryer down there as well. Eagles breaking out the other way with a 3-on-2. Cumberland and Kelly back on defense. Lose a handle on the pass, tipped ahead. Fryer now controls the puck the other way with Max McDonald. Across the line to gain. Fryer swings it wide, shoots it towards the net, trickles in, kick to the side by the Eagles goaltender. Back on defense is Llewellyn with Blackburn. Shot, stick to the side by Quas, gathered by Blackburn behind the net. He can't clear it out. Blocked that pass attempt. And is attacking him in the corner. Now McDonald behind the net. Knocks it into the corner. Tied up is Max McDonald. So he bumps him off the puck onto the stick of Westhoff. Westhoff pushes it around and Westhoff through center ice. Oliver Westhoff towards the net. Westhoff, shot. Save there by the Eagles. Gonna get penalties on both teams there, taking McDonald off the ice. Along with an Eagles player after that scuffle. Face off, Westoff backhands it towards the net. Couldn't get it quite there. Pressure's in the corner by Westoff. Blackburn to keep it in, knocks it back in deep for Westoff. Oliver steals it away, trying to make something happen, covered up by Goliath, and he's going to get a penalty, pushing down Westoff. So the Force will go to a power play with 1:51 remaining in the first, still scoreless. Power play unit for the Force is going to be Hagen, Fraze, Huffman, Warner, and Blackburn. Face-off win by Hagen, controls the puck now for the moment. Taken away by the Eagles, back the other way they come. Back checking is Hagen as he steals it and keeps it in at the blue line, comes back into the neutral zone for Fraze. Fraze feeds it over to Huffman, block pass attempt onto the stick of Warner. Warner feeds it up to Hagen. Hagen trying to gather to gain speed here. A little pick there by Fraze as Warner swings wide, looking for somebody in the slot. Feeds it through the crease. Fraze gathers it now. Shot, save there by the Eagles. Secondary shot attempt by Hagen, can't go. Fed out to Cumberland, shoots it into Huffman's boots. And slapped down low by Huffman to Fraze. Fraze behind the net, has Hagen there. Reverses, still has Hagen there. Feeds it up high to Huffman. Huffman back down low, taken away by the Eagles. Fed out to center ice for Cumberland. Cumberland now flips it ahead. Skips across the stick of the Eagles. You got Huffman and Hagen. Huffman shoots one off the mask of the goaltender from Tecumseh. Around the boards for Warner. Warner backhands it. Down low for Hagen. Hagen breaking towards center ice here. Can't keep it in, so they'll have to touch up as Cumberland backhands to center ice. Stolen pass by the Eagles. Down low for Cumberland as the Eagles go for a full change. Breakout here now by Hagen. Hagen towards center ice, shoots one from deep, save, rebound, squirts just wide of the post. Six seconds remains in the period. Face-off win by the Force, back to Blackburn. Blackburn shoots one towards the nets, tipped around on the doorstep. Fryer squirts it just wide of the net again. Good chance there by the Force, scoreless after one. Starting off the second period, it's going to be McDonald, Fryer, and Kiefer with Blackburn and Kelly. The Eagles control that opening faceoff the period. Fryer blocks a pass attempt and keeps it in the neutral zone. McDonald picks up the loose puck and is gaining speed. Into the offensive zone is Max McDonald. Feeds the slot. Out wide, Fryer now with a shot. Blocked by a player from the Eagles. Kiefer dumps it in deep. McDonald to pick it up in the corner. He's got Fryer on the backside here. Feeds it. Stolen away by the Eagles. Eagles enter, lose a handle on the puck, and he just falls down. Back the other way is Kiefer. Kiefer into the offensive zone with Max McDonald. McDonald overskates that puck. It comes back for Fryer as he lifts it into the sky and down deep. Kiefer behind the net makes the goalie fall down. Has a wraparound opportunity here. Shot. I don't know how the goaltender made it back across there. But he did. Face-off win by the Eagles up to Llewellyn. Llewellyn fires one. It's blocked in front. Cleared out by the Eagles. Up to the blue line and into the neutral zone for Cumberland. He fans on a pass attempt, and the Eagles take it the other way. Eagles towards the net. Can't get anything on it. Gathered up by Cumberland. Off the boards now, Zaremba to fight for the puck and puts it into the neutral zone. The Eagles gather on their end of the ice. Stolen away by Sutherland. Ripped back down the ice by Llewellyn. And pressure now put on by Zaremba. Picked up by Cumberland, back down to the Eagles. Pass stolen away by Zaremba, puts it in the offensive zone and cleared out once again by the Eagles. Fanned on pass attempt. Finally gets through and the Eagles enter. Shot. Wide of the net, gathered by Cumberland, down low. Fed up to Sutherland. As the puck comes to Cumberland, center ice. Dumps it in deep, goes for a change. Defensive change for the Force, puts Warner and Blackburn on the ice. Pressure by Zaremba, puts the puck in the corner for Westhoff. Westhoff pinched off by a couple Eagles players. As they break out, Zaremba tips it one way and Blackburn now to feed it. Back to Zaremba. Up high at the blue line, kept in by Blackburn once again. As the Eagles now break out into the neutral zone. Warner. There for Fort Wayne. They feed it up high and sticked away by Sutherland. To Fraze. Murphy through center ice here. Cuts around one, loses the handle on the puck as they flip it into their own player and now into the neutral zone. Back to gather this is going to be Blackburn. Blackburn feeds it to an Eagles player. And now they enter. Puck down low. First one there for Fort Wayne is going to be Warner as he feeds it to Fraze. The Fraze is knocked down. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Around the horn it goes for the Eagles. Entering now. Stolen away and tapped by Warner. Swinging wide into the corner as Warner has him pinned. Joining the mix there was Fraze. Murphy gains control of the puck, leaves it on the doorstep there, and the Eagles take it the other way. Fed out high onto the stick of Huffman. Huffman's advancement is stopped as Hagen comes in and strips the puck away, finds it in his skates, and takes off down the ice. Hagen cuts towards center ice now. Hagen into the offensive zone. Tries to throw it in deep. Puck comes back out to the blue line, and now he does get it all the way down there. 9 minutes left here in the second. Still scoreless in the championship game of the Grinder Grinch tournament. High off the boards, back for Kelly. Kelly throws it. Tipped in by Hagen. Now on a stick of Huffman. Shot, saved there by the Eagles. Face-off, controlled by the Eagles. Cumberland pokes that off his stick, and McDonald tried for it. Now on the stick of Fryer, up to Kiefer. Kiefer now loses a handle on it as Cumberland picks up the loose puck. Enters, tied up along the boards. Fryer joining here. Backhanded into Fryer, and now McDonald throws it around down low. Kiefer skating after it in the corner. Entering the offensive zone of the Eagles, lose a handle on it down low. Llewellyn, first one there for the Force, pinches him off. Fryer tries to throw it out, can't. Now gets it ahead to McDonald, skips past him and goes to the Eagles as they dump it back in low. Shot from the corner, trickles into the opposite corner here. Towards the net, the Eagles come. Out front, behind the net, the puck goes. Cumberland battling down low for the puck, and Fryer along with him. Towards the net, shot, save, Quas, score. Eagles open the scoring here at the 7.5-minute mark into the second period. Puck comes loose at center ice. Entered in by Zaremba. He comes off his skates into the boards. And now the Eagles control the loose puck through center ice. Shot from deep, save Quas. Covers it up. Sutherland to take the face-off, wins it back to the corner. Nobody there as the Eagles pick up the loose puck, challenged by Blackburn. Feed it around opposite end of the rink, and Westhoff is going to be there for Fort Wayne to pick it up. Loses it at center ice. Zaremba. Now back to Blackburn. Around all of them, feeds the crease, can't connect. Rink wide. Fanned on pass attempt there. Down low for the Eagles, pressured by Warner. Now they have open ice towards the net. On the backside, shot, save, Quas. Zaremba chips it up around them. They keep it in the offensive zone, though. Towards the net, covered up by a couple of players. Now on the stick of Zaremba. Max into the neutral zone, feeds it ahead to Westhoff as he touches it in the offensive zone. Keeps it in on a block pass attempt. Sutherland now with the puck. Eagles take that away. And rush back down the ice. Warner and Blackburn back on defense. Blackburn sends them wide. They get a shot attempt off the side of the net. Cleared to the corner by Sutherland. Now Fraze in there as well. Picks up the loose puck is Murphy. Murphy feeds it cross ice. Huffman gonna gather this up. Huffman across the blue line. Shoots one. Goes wide. Kept in the offensive zone by Cumberland for the moment. Eagles trickle it into the neutral zone. Cumberland dumps it in. Back and forth the puck goes. Gathered up by Hagen now. Reverses out of danger. Feeds the slot. Nobody home. Into the skates of Fraze. Locates it. Off the boards. Towards the net goes Fraze. Shot. Blocked in front. Huffman there to take a stick. Along the side for the Eagles. Fraze picks it up. Murphy now feeds it cross ice. And re-picks up the puck on an errant pass by Tecumseh. Towards the net goes Fraze. Shot goes wide. Around the glass, up for Kelly. But it doesn't make it there as the Eagles take it away. And Kelly and Cumberland back on defense. Swinging wide are the Eagles as Cumberland taps it into the corner. Lost that pass attempt now, and Cumberland picks up the loose puck, rips it all the way down the ice. It's going to be on net. Huffman challenging. Fed out. And now pressured by Hagen. Hagen picks up the loose puck, tries to feed Huffman. Doesn't quite make its way there. Eagles through center ice. Pass doesn't connect into the corner for Warner. Warner overskates it as Tecumseh comes down. And now Warner flips it all the way around the boards. All the way down the ice is tipped. Icing waves off. Eagles going to collect it. Kept in at the blue line by Hagen. Hagen to pick up that puck. Reverses. Towards the net goes Harry. Harry swings wide. Shoots. On the doorstep. Nothing doing. Picks up the loose puck. Backhands it down low. Out front. And finally covered up by the Eagles goaltender. Enthusiastic official waving that one off. Face up gathered up by the Eagles. Breakout pass connects around a couple of Fort Wayne players. And we're going to get a call against the Eagles. So that'll put the Force on a power play. At 3:15 left in the second. Face-off controlled by McDonald's. He's pinched into the official. Puck comes up. Can't save it there on the blue line is Blackburn. Racing back for it. It's going to be Cumberland. They'll go for icing. Face-off controlled by Fort Wayne. Into the neutral zone is Warner. Warner getting tied up. Feeds it out to Westhoff. Oliver towards the net. Takes a shot. Goes around behind the net for Zaremba. In his skates. And now he's pinched off on the boards as he's tied up. Westhoff comes in to take the puck. Now it comes out for Zaremba. Zaremba feeds it to Warner. Warner cracks one towards the net. Blocked in front by the Eagles. Fed out to center ice for Warner. Warner feeds it over and touched in by Sutherland. Isaac now dumps the puck in low. Feeds the crease, can't make it through. Cleared out to the side by the Eagles, and Sutherland back to gather it. Feeds it to Blackburn. Blackburn tries to throw it down low. His pass or shot attempt is blocked. Now he gains and shoots. Cuts through the crease. Controlled now by Westhoff. And feeds it up high. Kept in at the blue line by Blackburn. Blackburn with some open ice. Feeds it over to Warner. Warner now tipped. Save there by the Eagles. This is a good play by the Force. Under 2 minutes left here in the second. Only 6 seconds left on the power play. Warner lulling them to sleep here. And now he breaks out in the offensive zone and dumps it in. Penalty expires on the Eagles. Back to full strength hockey. Swiped away by Sutherland. Back to Kelly. Kelly throws it off the boards back into the neutral zone. Offsides Eagles. 1:25 remaining in the period. Force down 1. Face-off is left now for the Eagles to pick it up. Huffman fighting for it. Fraze picks his pocket into the corner, and round behind the net is Murphy. Reverses, looking for some open ice here. Rips it high off the glass to Huffman. Huffman touches it into the neutral zone. Her advancement is stopped as she loses the puck back to Hagen. Hagen now controls the puck. Hagen through, round shot, punched down by the blocker from the Eagles. Under 1 minute left in the second. Breakout pass connects for the Eagles, but they're going to have Hagen back checking. Taken away now by Llewellyn. Mason gets spun around. And down the ice the puck goes. First one to get it here is going to be Kelly. Kelly feeds it around the boards to Hagen. Hagen rips it to center ice for Fraze. We're at 27 seconds as Fraze enters and swings wide. Murphy reverses, gets pushed down. Lose it all the way back down the ice. Icing's waved off. Kelly going to be the first one there for Fort Wayne to gather it. Sends it around the boards. Going to be picked up by Hagen. Hagen's got 6 seconds here as he enters. Hagen shoots high up over the net. Period expires, force down 1 after 2. Close game here in the championship of the Grinder Grinch Tournament, Grand Rapids. Starting off the third period, puts Kiefer, McDonald, and Fryer on the ice with Blackburn and Cumberland. Kiefer now controls the puck in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Around the boards. Pinched off hard and rode to the ground by an Eagles player here. Puck comes out for the Eagles with Blackburn and Cumberland back on defense. Stolen away by Cumberland. Cumberland surveys. Feeds it up to Fryer. Fryer gets a elbow shiver on the stick of Blackburn. Not cleared out. As the Eagles shoot, glove save, Quas. Puck comes out for the Eagles. A lot of time here. Shoots wide. Warner to try to get it. Tied up. Zaremba joining the mix. Max Zaremba into center ice with Westhoff. Feeds it over to him. Pass stolen away by the Eagles as they cut right through the crease. It could have been dangerous. Score on their own goal. Sutherland puts it back down deep in the corner in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Sutherland gains the puck. Feeds the crease. That was actually a shot on net there. Stick save by the Eagles. Face off. Controlled by the Eagles to center ice for Llewellyn. Llewellyn flips it back in. Westhoff trying to keep it in there, but the Eagles take it back the other way. Llewellyn stops that pass. Sutherland kicks it up to Westhoff. As he stopped there and now gains the puck back. He goes back to Llewellyn. Llewellyn around one and puts it in the offensive zone. Pressured now by Zaremba. Warner back to gather it, touches it up to Zaremba. Zaremba and Westhoff ahead for Fort Wayne. Zaremba loses a handle on it, comes back for Warner. He chips it back down low for Zaremba. Out to center ice for Warner. Warner tries to feed it up to Westhoff. He touches it in, goes in deep in the corner. Ahead is Hagen. And now the Eagles mount an attack back the other way. Keeping hold of that was Warner, now entered into the offensive zone here by Hagen. Hagen swings wide towards the net. Shot wide. Around the horn for Kelly. Kelly has it tapped around her. Lone skater back is Cumberland. Cumberland defends him well and puts him into the corner. Puck comes loose. Going to be picked up by Fraze. He loses a handle on it. Eagles take a shot towards the net, goes wide, and ends up around behind. 10 minutes remains in the game. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen now off to the races. Hagen dumps it all the way across ice and touched in by Huffman. Huffman puts it deep into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Tied up, gets taken down. Fraze gets the loose puck. Fraze towards center. Shot goes sky high into the netting. Face off, comes out to Fryer. Fryer tries to put it over to Kiefer and now keeps it in for the moment. Center ice, the puck goes. Fryer fighting back and forth for that puck. Eagles come away with it though. Back in his skates. Kiefer now. Eagles swing wide, shot, score. Face-off secured back by the Eagles. Kiefer comes into a player. And McDonald fighting for it, comes away with it. Max McDonald winding wide. Shoots one from deep, skips around, covered up by the Eagles goaltender. Face-off controlled by the Eagles. Feed it through center ice. Controlled now by Kelly. Picked up by Westhoff. Back the other way. Touches it over to Sutherland. Sutherland around one. Sutherland with a shot. Save and covered by the Eagles. Face off into the corner. Gathered by the Eagles. Kept in at the blue line by Warner. He backhands it to Sutherland. Sutherland towards the net now. Backhands one. It's loose and picked up by the Eagles. Back the other way. Kelly and Warner back on defense. Warner slaps off his stick, offsides. Face-off controlled by the Force onto the stick of Fraze. Murphy. Around the official there, into the offensive zone, dumps it in deep behind the net. Hagen, lead skater for the Force. Huffman overskated that one. Murphy to keep it in for a second. The Eagles back the other way. Kelly and Warner back on defense. Warner ties him up for a second. Shot save, Quas. Secondary shot off the side of the net. Now Warner with the puck. Rips it high off the glass. Skips across the stick. And racing after it's going to be Huffman. Back into the neutral zone for Cumberland. Cumberland feeds it over to Warner. Warner touches it ahead but loses a handle on the pass as the Eagles dump it back in. Murphy now. Down low for Warner. Warner lifts it up to Fraze. Offsides. Face-off lane on the doorstep, gathered back by the Eagles. Flipped all the way down the ice, and that'll go for icing. Face-off win by McDonald, back to Cumberland. Cumberland throws it in deep. Eagles try to throw it out, kept in now by Cumberland. Eagles mounting an attack back the other way with Cumberland. Blackburn back on defense, back checking, there's McDonald. Cumberland keeps the puck, puts it high off the glass. Kiefer joins in. Knocked out of the zone by Max McDonald. Up ahead is Kiefer. Pass to center ice. Knocked off their stick is Cumberland. Cumberland into the offensive zone. Cumberland winds, shoots, saved on the doorstep. Around behind the net by the Eagles. 6.5 minutes to go. Eagles the other way through center ice. Shoot from the blue line. Easy stick save there by Quas, picked up by Blackburn. Blackburn racing ahead, throws it up to Fryer. Fryer dumps it in the offensive zone, right to a stick player there of the Eagles, and Llewellyn back on defense. Shot, score. .604 remaining in the third, down 3. To center ice are the Eagles. Entering the offensive zone, a shot. Doesn't connect on the net. In the corner, the Eagles gather. Pressure by Llewellyn. Llewellyn pinches them off on the boards. Tied up is Llewellyn. Towards the net. Around one, pushes it wide. Can't get anything on it. Defended well there by Westhoff. Out to the blue line. Shot from deep. Kick to the side by Llewellyn. Up high at the blue line, tipped around. The Eagles control the puck for the moment. Taken away by Westhoff as he's trying to push it ahead. Kept in by the Eagles. Feeding it to center ice there. Shot, goes wide. Eagles in the corner. Sustained offensive pressure by the Eagles. Nobody coming out. Feed it cross ice. And rip one towards the net. Saved by Quas, picked up by Llewellyn. Llewellyn around 1 and 2. And going to break out on his own with Westhoff and Zaremba. Llewellyn around 3, swings wide, shoots it towards the net off the back of the goaltender's head. Not sure why he looked away. That was dangerous. Swinging wide, shot blocked by Hagen out front. Hagen now winds through center ice. Hagen has it taken away. He's knocked off his skates as they collide. Now Frey's in the mix. Back to Cumberland. Cumberland off the boards up to Huffman. Huffman loses a handle on it. And as the puck comes back to Cumberland, he's going to wait for him to touch up, dump it in deep. Skips around the player from the Eagles, and Hagen going to be the lead skater there for Fort Wayne. Cross ice pass connects for the Eagles, and into center ice they go with Cumberland and Kelly back on defense. They swing it wide, a lot of room here. Shot blocked down by his own player onto the stick of Hagen. 3:47 remaining. Hagen through center ice, 2-on-2 with Huffman. Hagen swinging wide, has tied up for the moment. All the way around the net, feeds the slot. Frey's shot. Score! No. It was in the goaltender's glove. I thought with the delayed reaction there from those players, it went in. So a good save there by the Eagles to keep the Force down 3 with 3:32 remaining in the third. Face-off win and controlled, back to Cumberland. Cumberland fires one, punched down by the Eagles. Coming in to gather it and shoot was McDonald, back on the doorstep. They cannot get that in as players coming around and clear it out for the Eagles. Shoved down low by Cumberland as the Eagles gather it in the corner. Cross ice pass connects. Swiped at by Cumberland, and now McDonald to gather the puck up on the defensive end for Fort Wayne. 3-minute mark. McDonald puts it ahead to Fryer. Fryer through center ice all alone. Backhands it in deep. We got a pulled goalie. Shot towards the net, kick to the side, so 6 skaters on the ice for Fort Wayne. Hagen steals it. Loses a handle on it and cuts back for it as the Eagles break out. Swing it wide, Blackburn back on defense here. Empty net, Blackburn stops him for a second. Shot towards the net, around behind. Picked up by McDonald. McDonald to Hagen, can't quite handle it into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Can't clear it out as it's kept in at the blue line by Fryer. Blackburn now tries to chip it ahead. Puck comes out to the defensive end for Fort Wayne. Blackburn gathers, throws it onto the stick of Hagen. Hagen with the 3-on-2 the other way with McDonald and Kiefer. Hagen swings wide, gets slow, shoots, punched down by the goaltender from the Eagles. This is bad. 3-on-2 the other way, empty net. He's just going to dump it. Oh, he loses a handle on it. Cleared out by Hagen. How they didn't get that empty netter, no one will ever know. Frey's through center ice now. Murphy tied up by a whole gaggle of players here. He's stopped, and the Eagles take it back the other way. Shot from deep, blocked by Llewellyn in the neutral zone. Gathered up by Sutherland. And they break out. Pass doesn't connect for Frey's. Not being pressured. Entered. Shot blocked in front by Westhoff. They swing wide now, cut towards center ice. Taken away by Cumberland. Cumberland rode into the boards. Shot towards the net, blocked by Sutherland. Max McDonald gathers up the loose puck. Under 1 minute to play here. Max McDonald down low. Feeds it. Nobody there on the rebound. Frey's swiping at it. Puck comes to center ice for Llewellyn. Now Cumberland gathers it. 30 seconds remains in the game. Cumberland feeds it ahead to Westhoff. Westhoff out wide. Touched back to Frey's. Frey's loses the handle on it. Back into the neutral zone. Shot. Can't connect on the net there. It's going to go for icing. Timeout was called by Coach Warner and the Force. Face off, back for Fraze. Fraze reverses, feeds it cross ice for Warner. Warner rips one towards the net, tipped around in front, down low for Sutherland. Another shot towards the net, it's loose out in front. 4 seconds remains, the puck is tied up. And game over. The Eagles take the championship for second place after a weekend of hockey. We'll let this live run through the medal award ceremony with the Grinch on the ice.
Good job, Chris. Good job, guys. Good boy, Chase. Georgie, good job, buddy. Action.
Good job, guys.
Nico! Good boy, Nico. 15 other guys before you go do that. Good boy, Coop. Good job, Nico.
So that'll be it here from Grand Rapids. Join us next weekend for 2 games, doubleheader on Saturday, I believe, in Angola, Indiana, at Trine against the Columbus Capitals.